Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hi and a big welcome. If you're new to my channel, hi and a big welcome. My name is Theriso, and as you guys can see that this video, it's another sit down pregnancy related video. Yeah. This is an outfit and setup that I had filmed for another video for how I told I was pregnant. I just filmed them all in 1 hour, all in one space, all in one day. So I have my phone right here with all the questions. I have my phone right here with all the questions. I did a poll question sticker on Instagram, and I just have it all pulled up here, and I left it for like 24 hours, approximately 24 hours. And first of all, just like a disclaimer, just like throughout my whole pregnancy, there's certain questions that I will not answer. There's certain questions that you just don't ask a pregnant person. It's how I've been taught. It's how life is. It's just pregnancy 101 etiquette. I will not be saying my due date. I will not answer any questions regarding my due date. You guys might have a time frame like as to when, but the actual date, like, I will not be announcing that as of right now. It might change, but as of right now I will not. Also, I will not be announcing when I'm in labor or giving birth, so you guys will just see when you guys see that I have a baby, and then questions regarding my boyfriend, if it does not regard like our relationship in terms of me and him and like our plans or whatever, then I will not answer. So his nationality, his name, I will not answer those questions. He is involved. We are still together, for anyone who is wondering and still asking. First of all. Second of all, if you can't ask me the question personally, just like a disclaimer to people that I know that have done this, like, this has just been such, like, I understand why people keep it to themselves like for so long. Like, I really do understand. If you can't ask me and you know me and you have me on social media and you've been around me, you've conversed with me and you know me, and you can't ask me that question, our relationship is not there for you to know like that. If you can't find the information online, because I am sharing quite a bit on YouTube, on Instagram, if you can't access that information, you're not meant to know. Simple. Okay, just those little disclaimers, because there's been a lot of things happening. So a lot of people, first of all, asked me, how did you tell your mom and what was her reaction? It was in the previous video. I'll leave a link on the screen. Her reaction also, I'll leave, like, it's in the previous video. Tato 1512 asked potential names. Yeah, I have 5 boy names and 5 girl names. I'm gonna be doing, once we have the names situated and figured out, or the names situated and figured out, I will be doing 10 names I love but won't be using tag. So keep your eye out for that. Lindiwe_Elwa, I hope I'm saying that right. Is your boyfriend in South Africa or overseas with me? He's overseas with me. Tato 1512 asked a whole bunch of questions. You're going to raise your child in SA or Turkey? Yeah, with me. Like, my child has to be with me. I do not plan on moving to South Africa anytime soon. It might change. I don't know what I'm going to be doing or what my plans are after graduation, so depending on that, then yeah. But for the most part, with me wherever I am. Theriso M77, which is a friend of mine, asked if I'm still gonna adopt a soccer team. By that she means, like, I've always wanted to have kids, I've always wanted to adopt, I've always wanted like maximum 3 pregnancies and then the rest to adopt. Yeah, that number kind of went down to 8 and then it kind of went down to 4. Like, my guy, I am not having a soccer team, but I've always wanted a huge family, a huge family, and I've always wanted to be a young parent, but I've always wanted a huge family, so I think I'm gonna have a big family. In terms of adoption, my boyfriend's not really sold on it, so if I do stay with him, probably not. Yeah, probably not, but because I just don't want to raise, and not a lot of guys are into adoption, I've realized, but anyway, I don't want to raise a child and bring a child into a home where one parent doesn't want the child, if that makes sense. Then it's not like, it just defeats the whole purpose of adopting and loving a child and raising a child in a loving home. If it changes, it changes, but as of right now, this no, I'm not having a soccer team. Are you moving back to SA, or is baby going to be a Turkish citizen? If you give birth here, your baby if you give birth here as a foreigner or permanent resident, your baby automatically gets your citizenship. So regardless of where I give birth, the baby is going to be South African, or the dad's nationality, or dual citizenship, if that makes sense. Are you moving back to SA? I don't have any plans on moving back to SA. No, not right now. No. And that was from _Yandy. Musi with 4 eyes asked, was it planned and how did you feel when you first found out? It was not planned, and I was scared. I was like really scared, and I was like in shock, and it just felt like I was like dreaming and I was gonna wake up from the dream and stuff. Yeah, and it felt like I was like floating, if that makes sense. But yeah. Soki _ asked, how did your family react, especially because you're young and unmarried? This question has been like asked like a lot, and I know it's on everyone's mind. If that makes sense, like even if it's not asked, I know everyone's thinking about it. Yeah, the unmarried part, my family is very much on the spectrum of marriage is not an achievement, which I believe in, my mom believes in. She instilled in us that, my parents, both my dad as well, they instilled in us that marriage is not an achievement, and you shouldn't aspire to get married, and you shouldn't make your life choices around and on the basis of marriage. Now with that being said, I've always known that I was going to have kids, and that I was meant to be a mom, and I want to be a mom, and it's always been my ultimate dream. It's always been my biggest dream. And marriage is just something that's like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I know I'm going to be a mom, like regardless of whether I'm married or not married. It's not an achievement for me. It's not something I really aspire to. It's not something that's on my mind. It's something that really terrifies me. It's something that it really needs to be done properly, because I've had great examples of marriages and just love and stuff. So the unmarried part was not a big deal for my family, especially because like we're a huge family of females, and my mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, my dad, like everyone has just really explained and like reiterated that when you are getting into marriage, it's a unification of a man and a woman, two individuals coming together, and those individuals come with families, and they come with different traditions and different principles, and you have to kind of make it one thing. And on top of that, your dreams, your aspirations and everything, you have to at a certain point be willing to compromise certain things for your partner in any point of your guys' marriage or anything like that. If he gets a job that's like really good and beneficial for him and for the family, you have to pack up and go wherever he goes. Now, I'm not saying that you have to always do that. If, for example, as a guy, you get a job and your wife doesn't necessarily want to move, or like, you know, let go of her life wherever she is, then you have to sacrifice your job. Like, there's got to be a compromise, a push or pull between the two. So my parents have always said, make sure that you are at a point where you have everything that you've ever wanted. You have done everything that you have ever wanted to do. You have tried everything that you wanted to try, and then get married where the sacrifices are not going to be such a huge thing to you, because you have done everything that you wanted to do, and that will like minimize a lot of resentment towards your partner and just minimize a lot of problems in your relationship. And with that being said, they would want us to get married at 40. Like, my mom is that type of mom. Like, she said it so many times, if any of your boyfriends come and ask for your hand in marriage right now, like, she's saying this to my sisters, to me, like, she's gonna say, like, she says, no, it's no. It's no. So the unmarried part is not really a problem. The young part, it's only like, it's not even an age problem, because my mom had me at my age, and my grandmother had, like, we are a very young family, let me just say. Like, my grandmother's young, my mom's young, my aunt is young, like, we're a very young family. The age thing is not a problem, it's the not having completed school that is a problem, and that was a problem. So you're only as young as where you are at in life. So if you have graduated by 21, my nigga, you're not young to do anything you want to do. If you haven't graduated by 30, my nigga, you're young to do whatever you want to do. Type of thing. That's how my family is. Education above all. That's just how it is. Just wanted to answer that and clarify that question, like, because it's been a lot of questions and it's on everyone's mind. my family is not the typical, you need to get married, you have to get married, you should have gotten married before. Like, they very much like, get married when you're 40, when you've got everything figured out, when you've lived out your 20s, you've lived out your 30s. Yeah, that's just how they are. So get underscore also asked, how is it juggling school and pregnancy and a relationship? It's hard, but it's not as hard as other people have life in general. Like, it's very much doable, but it's very hard. Juggling school and pregnancy, the only thing that makes it hard is that you have to plan everything out. If you don't plan everything out and your days out, it won't work. Like, if you don't pack your bag the night before, pack like your lunch the night before, you are gonna get hungry at school. You're gonna end up not feeling well because you're hungry at school. It's not everything that you can eat because it just doesn't sit well with your body. So you just have to plan ahead, and you have to be like a granny and literally do everything the night before and plan ahead. School wise, when you get your assignments and everything, make sure that you do them right away. Like, there's no time to procrastinate and leave everything to the last minute, because you leave everything to the last minute and then you just get really sick and you just really can't do it. Then you can't do it. That's the only thing that I can say about school. Also, the aspect of sometimes, like, school seems so irrelevant. Like sometimes, like, I would be like in nesting mode and I just want to sit and clean my apartment and cook, and I just want to get the nursery together. I'm thinking about the baby, and I'm thinking about like what the baby needs and the baby's name, and I'm thinking about my birth plan and everything. Like, in that regard, like, school is a bit unnecessary. Like, you just like, why am I thinking about making this class at like 4 p.m. just to sign attendance when I have bigger problems? You know what I mean? Like, not problems, but I have bigger things on my plate. So you'd rather be doing that stuff instead of like going to school and stuff like that stuff. And I just really hate going to school. Like, I hate going to school out like for attendance. This whole attendance thing, it irks me, man, because I really love education, but I hate the school institution. So like, it just irks me. Like, it really just, it grinds my tits, man, because I don't mind being at home studying, making sure my assignments are handed in on time, making sure I pass. Like, if you guys could just do that for me, great. But the whole attending thing and signing, like, I just don't get it. So in that regard, like, it is a little bit difficult, but for the most part, like, I won't lie, it's so bizarre, but me being pregnant and this baby kind of pushed my life into like a more organized, more serious, but like very enjoyable. Like I just feel more put together, if that makes sense. Like you can see it from everything I do. Like my consistency on YouTube has been the best it's ever been in the last 5 years. School-wise, I am getting better grades than I got last semester, and I'm attending far more classes than I've ever attended in a semester. So like it just generally has like kind of put together my life. Like I feel more put together, if that makes sense. Like I feel like my head is on my shoulders, if that makes sense. Relationship, I feel like relationship in general is very difficult. Okay, the lighting is changing because I'm taking so long to film. But anyway, relationship wise, I generally feel like anything a relationship just makes like juggling life, whatever, work, school, whatever, just like 10 times harder. You have to kind of balance out the time, especially if like a relationship and being in a relationship and being like married and is not a priority for you. You're gonna find it so difficult to juggle everything else that is a priority to you towards that. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it's like it's a juggle, like it's a juggle type of thing. Yeah, it's a juggle type of thing. Yeah, it's really a juggle. Like it's nice being in a relationship, but you have to make time to see the person, and sometimes you just want to study. Sometimes it's like you really want to miss, like you really miss the person, you really want to spend time with that person, but at the same time it's also very much like, my guy, like you have an assignment, you have an exam, you have to do this, you have to do that. So it's just, especially if you guys don't live together, it's very difficult. Underscore Beth X Hair asked, are you craving the same things you crave during your period, or is it different? One thing I've always craved, like a week before, a couple of days before I get my period, is homemade custard. Like I would even wake up at 2 a.m. and cook that homemade custard, and it's always been that way since I was 11. Yeah, and it's always been that way since I was like 11 years old. Like since I got my period for the first time, like it's always been homemade custard. Now I'm not craving that at all. Like sometimes I could make it and I will eat it. Like it's not like unpleasant to eat, but it doesn't give me the same like you know, like it doesn't give me that, you know, when you just like eat the pot, like scrape the custard off the pot at the bottom down there. Like it doesn't, bro, it doesn't give me the same feeling, and I'm just like really bitter about it. But like that's the only thing yeah. Anyway, Naledi_X.O, do you want a C-section or natural delivery? I definitely want a natural delivery. Definitely. The way my body is set up and how like fragile it is and how dramatic it is, a C-section, like in the horror stories, I would get all the horror stories that a C-section person has ever had with a C-section, if that makes sense. Like I'll get the numbness for weeks, I would get the back aches when it's cold for years. Like people have horror stories, I would get all of those because my body is just that dramatic. So definitely pushing for a natural, but obviously you can't, like your birth plan is not a set thing, so you just really don't know what you're gonna get at the end of the day. Tumi Pitswane, hope I'm saying your name right. She's a very nice person, and she just started a YouTube channel. Anyway, is your kid getting its own name? Yes, my kid's gonna have, I want my child to have 3 names, and even my life is just saying that's a bit too dramatic, but I understand why I'm saying that. Like I want my child to have a Tswana name. Like the child's dad is not Tswana and he's Muslim, so like the baby's gonna have a Muslim name as well, and I want the baby to have a Muslim name. Really want that, and I really want the baby to have a Tswana name. So definitely, but I also want like a casual, like English modern name as well. yeah, but I mean, my boyfriend and my mom are like, they just on me saying that it's really unnecessary because the child's only gonna use one name at the end of the day. I could call my child like different names, like I don't know. That's what I want. Atabile underscore Sinko. I know I'm saying that wrong because I know that's bread in Zulu. I'm so sorry, Atabile, but like I'm so sorry. She asked, how's the romance or intimacy between daddy and you in your second trimester? I think she's jumping off of the first trimester video where I was like saying that like I was just always angry and everything like that. It's much better. If she's not jumping off of that, romance, I'm not a very romantic person. Like I love romance, like I love like being like a reciprocate of romance, but me giving that romance, I don't know. Like I used to be very good at it, and then I don't know what happened. I'm just not really good at it anymore. My boyfriend thinks he's good at like being romantic, but he's not. Like, he's really not, and we're like the same person, really not. So romance, like let's just cut that out of our relationship. Intimacy, I think intimacy levels have definitely increased because we have to speak about very touchy things and have to make decisions about very important, very touchy things, you know what I mean? Especially when you're bringing a child into the world, like there's certain things that you guys have spoken about but like not in depth. But when a child is being brought in the world, you have to think about certain things, you have to speak about certain things, like just like a whole bunch of very intimate and personal things, and share those intimate and personal things with each other. So intimacy has increased. My guy, ooh, I don't know how to say that, but asked, are you giving birth in SA or in Turkey? I am giving birth here for now. It might change, but I am giving birth here. 99% sure I'm giving birth here. It might change because it just might change, but I'm 99% sure that I'm giving birth here. And then, wow, Mandy underscore C underscore asked, are you doing a gender reveal? Yes, I'm going to be doing a gender reveal. I'm just still trying to figure out like how I'm going to do the gender reveal. It's so weird filming and doing like gender reveal and stuff like that without showing your partner. Like it's so like weird without showing your partner and not being in a foreign country because you don't have your family and friends and stuff around you. So it's like you really have to just do it on your own. Pazosment asked, is it sore when the baby kicks? When the baby kicks, it's not sore. It's really like just like a shock because you just don't know when it happens. When the baby moves though, like it's really uncomfortable, but it's not sore. Sometimes it's not sore. Sometimes you know, my baby be a bullfighter, guys. Like this baby just really wants to just hurt me. Like sometimes I'm just like, my guy, like what are you doing? But not all the time. Possessment also asked, is it true that sex drive is high when pregnant? Yes. I'm not gonna look at the camera. Yomi.n asked, do you know the gender or do you want it to be a surprise? I know the gender now. I do know the gender. Everyone in my life knows the gender. If you don't know the gender, then you're not in my life. But anyway, I know the gender. Everyone in my life knows the gender as well. I am going to do a gender reveal so that it is like a surprise for you guys. But I wanted to have a surprise gender birth, but it was just impossible with my boyfriend. Like it was just very, very much impossible. He was just too excited. I was also just too excited, and going shopping for babies, like neutrals are just a myth. Like it's just a myth. Like no, it was just like too much. Like it was just too stressful. Lastly, Yomi.n asked, any weird cravings? No weird cravings. Like I'm not craving anything. Like I'm so bummed because like I have the most boring pregnancy. Like I have no weird cravings at all. At all. Slave Junkies asked how long have you and your partner been together, and was it a surprise or planned? It was a surprise. How long have you been together? That's another story for another day. Whoa. Not too long, but long enough. Yeah, not too long. Like definitely less than a year. Yeah, definitely less than a year. The underscore. The underscore purity asks, how does it feel not to have period pains? I have easy periods. Like I don't have period pains. My sisters don't have period pains. So it like it's kind of the same. Like it's the same. We don't have period pains at all. K. Ilikai, I hope I'm saying that right. Gender, there'll be a gender reveal. Will you and your boyfriend be living together? Not as right now, not until the baby is born. Yeah, not until the baby's born, and not as of right now. Will you vlog your birth? Yes, I'm planning on vlogging the birth if like the people who are in the room can like cooperate and film a nice vlog, because like I don't like I'm so like they just need to like I'm gonna try to teach them. Babalo underscore Lerotolo. Nope. Babalo underscore Lerotuli. I don't know. I hope I'm saying that right. Asked, are you still studying? Yes, I'm still studying. I'm in my final year, first semester. So I still have 1 semester next year, and then graduation. God willing. Kuti Chidza. I hope I'm saying that right. Advice for someone who wants to have a baby young, but is just scared of judgment and making a mistake. Yo, this is like advice. Okay, my battery's even beeping. I would say life is really what you make it, and you create your own life. And with that being said, there's no blueprint to life and success. Like I had this conversation with my aunt. I've been having this conversation with just people in general. You can do everything the way society tells you to do it, like finish matric at 18, go to varsity, graduate at 21, do your postgrad, get your masters, but at the end of the day not find a job, and you did everything right. Then what happens? You can like not do anything right and actually have a kid at 18. I mean, there's so many. YouTube is such an amazing platform for this. Like, go onto YouTube. There are so many young parents who are so successful. So many different people in different situations who have made different choices and are in different outcomes, or in the same outcome, happiness. Like, it's literally what you can handle, and it's literally your life. If you're gonna live your life according to what people say, according to what people want for your life, you're never gonna be happy, because at the end of the day they're just gonna tell you like, hey, do this, you shouldn't be doing this, and be about their way and leave you to do it or not do it and not help you. If it's something that you strongly want, if it's something that you are planning and you've strongly planned and responsibly planned, like babies are a huge responsibility. Don't just be bringing babies into this world not knowing how you're going to feed that baby, not knowing where the baby's going to sleep, not knowing a lot about your partner, not knowing the genetics of your partner and the genetics of yours, and if they correlate, like all that stuff, then you are making a very selfish decision, and not a decision that's like best for your child. So you need to make that decision, having a child young, knowing that it's best for your child. My parents were young parents. I had an amazing childhood growing up. I've always wanted to be a young parent because my parents were young parents. but I will say you need to really plan it. You really need to be sure of what you're doing, and also in general, like, it's just gonna happen. Like, things happen all the time. Like, you can really plan it and then something goes left. Like, you can be married at like 19 and then get pregnant at 20, but you know, like, people are like, oh, at least she's married, and stuff still goes wrong. Like, there's no blueprint to it. Like, there's literally no blueprint to it. Like, you can get pregnant and have a baby at like 18 or 19 and be more successful than someone that actually lived their life according to society's blueprint. And it's society. Like, society doesn't determine your life, like God does, and you do, and your conversations with God as well. If you are a Christian, I am a Christian. So yeah. And _Mould, which is like my cousin. Are you coping without your mom being physically there? Yes. I am coping. I call her every single day. My mom is like overbearing, guys. Like, and I'm a loner. Like, I love living on my own. I love doing things on my own. We'll say it's very difficult. It's very, very much difficult. Like, sometimes she was there rubbing me a bath, rubbing my feet and making sure I'm there and just saying all these right words. But I still get that, like, over the phone. Obviously not the rubbing of the feet and everything. She's still very much there, and she's so excited, like, and it's so nice when she calls and she just asks about the baby all the time. That's all she wants to know about. Like, she doesn't care about me anymore. Like, she doesn't care about me anymore. But if like she's so overbearing. Like, she's so, like, not overbearing, but like, she's very much like, did you eat? You have to eat, and she'll shout at you if you didn't eat enough. She'll watch if you're eating and if you're eating enough, like things like that. I'm just like, yo, bro, like, okay, I get it, like, you know. So in that sense, like, it's not hard, but yeah, in the other sense of like actually just having her, like, I used to sleep with her, guys, like every single day. Like, I still sleep with my mom every single day. So like, that I do miss. Yeah, that's like literally all the questions that I got. If you have more questions, leave them in the description box below. If your questions were not answered and you did ask a question on Instagram, it's probably because I don't want to answer the question, honestly, or I didn't like get the question in time for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I don't know if you guys would want another Q&A later on in my pregnancy. If you guys do, you guys will let me know. Let me know what type of videos that you guys want to watch and get from me. And yeah, I'm very excited, and I'm very happy that everyone else is excited, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.